I'm really, really passionate, you know, on really strong flavours that have a lot of fresh, you know, zippy, zangy,
yeah,
you know, and
you want that impact.
Yeah, I want that. I want that kick-ass factor in all of my food. And in order to get that, you need to do it at the end.
What is Ezard?
It's a basement level 1 restaurant that seats 80 guests. We've been here for basically 5 years now. I got a job as a kitchen hand at a hotel, at the local pub, and I got to sort of see how the kitchen worked. I loved it.
What was it about the kitchen in this hotel that really fascinated you?
It's basically seeing a raw ingredient and then something at the end and thinking, how to do that? I worked for a very, very good mentor, Herman Schneider.
Right.
And had an opportunity there to learn discipline, I guess. When you work for a master, say like Herman, you do it his way. So you learn kitchen structure, you know how to segment an orange, you know how to braise a piece of veal, you know how to put a few sauces together. The creativity side didn't come out for me until probably in the mid-1990s, when I had the opportunity back then to actually run a kitchen myself. You don't look at it as career back then, and I had no idea what I was going into. Either I was going to get sacked or I was going to leave, and it was all a lot of fear. But I guess it was the challenge of getting things and doing it right. And then, as I was saying before, pick the mint right, segment the grapefruit right, then you go on to do something else. So there's always a challenge. Well, then after that I managed to work for numerous Melbourne chefs. I did a lot of hopping and skipping of jobs. You know, so you sort of take a lot of different experiences from your own experiences, I guess, and put them into one, and you just naturally do that yourself. I think what you need to do is first of all establish your own cuisine. And just quickly getting back to what Melbourne City do. Sydney open restaurants, Melbourne open kitchens. And with chefs that are driven, that are passionate, that actually know what their cuisine's all about, and they stick very closely to that line. It's like the old saying, you stick to what you're good at.
Right.
And for me, I was very, very lucky enough to form a very creative side. I found a very creative side of me while working at Guernica. And I guess I developed my own cuisine, my own style, and I branded it.
When you say that, what is your style of cuisine?
Australian freestyle.
What is Australian to you? How do you see it?
Well, what's Australian to me is just getting back to classically trained. Now, look, it wasn't that long ago where most restaurants were French-Italian. A lot of the mise en place, the preparation of the food, is done, and then basically chefs rock up, they cook it and they serve it. The difference with leaning towards more Asian style, it's becoming more and more dominant within Australia, is that you're always cooking. There are, there's 3 to 5 steps of putting together a dish, rather than just putting it all bang on one plate, like on a pass, like that classically trained chefs do. For example, there'll be a scallop dish that we have, steamed scallops with a nam jim, peanut nam jim, Thai salad on top. Now, you've got a mortar and pestle, you make your paste to order, you taste your paste, you season your paste, you steam your scallops, and it all comes together. So it's quite a process involved of getting one particular dish up, and it's taste check, taste check, taste check. Whereas that style of preparation and cooking really is not that relevant to more classical styles such as your French and your Italian. There's 3 factors in keeping consistency and staff happy, and that is you've always got an eye on them, or you're always here, working, putting in as much of what they would be putting in, leading by example. Second of all, having systems and very good checks in place, which are systems, essentially. And basically the third thing of all, the last thing, which is probably the most important, is do whatever it takes to get the best staff in your restaurant. Whatever it takes.
Really?
And keep them happy. Good restaurants, egotistical people, prima donnas. They'll probably last about a week. They find that new kids coming in are quite blown away at what they see. They think, well, this is a lot more intense than what I originally would have expected. So it tends to sort of, we don't normally have a problem with that. Having a very, very small kitchen, people very quickly learn to know their space and to know other people's boundaries. That comes very, very naturally. And I think once all professional chefs understand that, and once you've got that, you have great communication and people work together as a team. Australia, where it's heading now, is more with its regional produce.
Give me some examples of that. What do you mean?
Well, we're talking about farmed fish from South Australia.
Like what type of fish?
Say kingfish.
Oh, okay, they're farming kingfish
Yeah,
now?
farming kingfish,
okay.
mulloway as well, that style. Tasmania is doing these baby rainbow trouts, so baby rainbow trouts and baby salmons, and they're fantastic.
Right.
The Northern Territory, they're actually starting to farm soft shell crabs. The cuisine won't change, it will always have diversification, but what will change is the regional input into the cities.
Who inspires you?
It's not an individual or a person or a product. I think it's just ongoing learning experiences. I mean, like I had great inspiration last October when I went to South Australia for a week, and I was a food judge for a week. And I mean, I probably had about 65 plates of food. But tastes.
How can you be that small? You should be
Spit
my
it out.
size.
Spit it out. We had a fire here about a year ago in the kitchen.
Oh, are you kidding?
And what happened was the fire brigade came through the front door and sprinklers went off, flooded the whole entire kitchen. Well, I went to close down and we gave everybody in the restaurant a full that night.
So the actual fire started whilst the restaurant was in service?
Full, yeah.
You're kidding?
Yeah, that was a fantastic experience that we had.